My name is Susan Taylor. I was born and raised in West Virginia, and my mother is a basket weaver. Mother made baskets from the early 70s, and I just always watched her make baskets, but I never really turned my hand to it until 2003. Baskets touch a place in people, and my belief is that people are touched by baskets because when earliest man needed to carry something, that his logical thought was to make something to carry something in, okay? Whether that was just a folded leaf or after a while he started using barks, and after a while he started using plants and leaves and anything that he could use to carry things. Okay, so I believe that the reason why everybody loves baskets is because it's like built into our DNA to love baskets, to feel so very useful. Baskets are very, very useful, and to feel creative when we make baskets. So in the beginning, baskets were just a functional item. They were just something that people needed in their day-to-day life. Every day people needed to use baskets, and so they created whatever they needed out of whatever was handy. So people in Japan used bamboo because that's what grows there. People here in this part of western North Carolina, the earliest man, the Cherokees, used river cane because that's what was in their environment. But there were also all kinds of other things that they learned to put in their baskets too. But drawing on that history, we can look at a bamboo basket and modify it into what is pleasing to us and with what we have as in our environment. This basket here was based on a bamboo basket, a Japanese style basket, and it's just my take on it using what I use, which is mainly reed, although I do some ash. I have cherry and walnut and other pieces of woods and barks also. I just feel like I'm pretty recently coming into my own in that I'm able to extrapolate new ideas from other ideas. I can take a book and look at it and look at a picture and say, well, I can do something like that, sort of. And so my ideas come up really different. This is an idea. This basket I saw a picture of a basket similar to this in a book, and so I made this, although there's several elements of this basket that are different than what was in the picture. And then just yesterday, I completed this basket, which is an extrapolation of this basket, and yet entirely different because this one has the handle and the Gretchen rim, the rolled rim on it. So it's just a matter of for me looking at something and then growing with the idea and creating something different from what somebody else did. Anyway, several of the pieces around me, like this piece here, I have made as a wall piece for my daughter's office, and so that's going to go to Maryland next week. And it has no function. It's just, it's just pretty. It'd be something nice to look at. It'll make a really nice wall piece, just because it's big and bold. Other pieces that I've made have the same thing. Like this big cat head was honored, or at least it felt honored to me, by the Southern Highland Craft Guild. This is their program for the 2007 July show, and I kept seeing, I was over there as a volunteer that day, and I kept seeing people walk around with this book, and I'm thinking, boy, that basket looks, what, look at that picture. And finally I just stopped somebody and said, can I look at that? And I realized that's this basket here. Unfortunately, I had this basket in a gallery, and they loved it so much they wanted to show everybody it, and they put it in the front window, which took a lot of the color out. You can see there's quite a vast difference in the color now, but it's still the same basket. It's still the same well-made, really, it's quite a nice basket actually. And it's large, and it has no function other than it's pretty to look at. People like this style basket because I think it reminds them of the woman form. You know, it's real. People want to pick it up and hug it, and you know that's good. They should, I think. Anyway, I did an article with the Folklife Institute a couple weeks ago. They came over to talk to me, and I said, well, you know, Mom lives just, you know, a quarter mile from here. Let's go over and talk to her. And so we went over and to talk to Mom, and they took some pictures of my mother with some of her baskets sitting out on the steps with her little dogs, and just a few of the baskets Mom has in her house. She has quite a lot of baskets. Of course, she's been making baskets now since the I guess the late 60s she started making baskets. And I'm sure that some of these baskets that I have here date from that time. I have baskets here at MACA. I have baskets at the museum in Old Fort. It's called the Mountain Gateway Museum. I have a couple baskets in there. There's one on display at the Chamber of Commerce in Old Fort. There's a couple of small things at the Chamber of Commerce here in Marion, but not much. And the Southern Highland Craft Guild at the Folk Art Center, the Moses Cone Mansion up on the Parkway, the Gatlinburg, it's called Aerocraft in Gatlinburg, which is the Southern Highland Craft Guild shop over there.